Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily Jones, former paparazzi consultant. Now I just speak out against paparazzi and all the things they do, and I'm out of coffee, dang it. Anyway, I'm recording a series of videos right now, which is why you're gonna see me looking like this. I'm having a spoony life kind of a day, and if you know what spoony life is, it's where you live in chronic pain and you hurt. That would be me. So here I am, doing the best I can to distract myself from the pain. All right, so let's go about representations and disclosures. So paparazzi cannot represent to people that you can make money doing this. And we went over this in the last video, but I'm just going to recap. So participants cannot achieve substantial sales, income, or profit, except to the extent that some comply with the amount of sales, income, and profit participants have actually earned. Okay, so I'm on page 19 of the consent decree. If you want to follow along, please follow the link down below. I've attached it to my blog so you can see the document in full for yourself. Also, I uploaded the updated policies and procedures to the blog. So, and if I get any emails, I'll update that to the blog as well. Okay. Defendants, whether acting directly or indirectly, are permanently restrained and enjoined from making any representation to Washington residents or making the representation in the state of Washington expressly or by implication regarding the amount of sales, income, or profit that a participant in a business opportunity available in Washington residents can expect to earn, unless it's non-misleading, and at such time the representation is made, paparazzi poses a rely and upon competent and reliable evidence sufficient to substantiate the representation is true. So, income disclosure statements, okay? Any representation regarding the amount of sales, income, or profit that a participant has earned or can expect to earn must be accompanied by an income disclosure statement or reference to an income disclosure statement, okay? A reference to an income disclosure statement must meet the same requirements in paragraph 3.1, definition, accompanied by, which is really interesting to me because paparazzi has still not updated their income disclosure statement since 2021. Maybe we'll get one now. Who knows? Defendants shall include an income disclosure statement in the form identified in paragraph 4.8d below on its publicly available website starting in 2026 for 2025. So we will probably see an updated income disclosure statement next year. The income disclosure statement shall contain a disclosure regarding the total retail sales between and among consultants. Between and among consultants. Okay? As tracked and disclosed pursuant to 4.4b as a percentage of annual total recorded retail sales. Remember when Erica Cole had everyone go and register for her paparazzi premiere site? What do you want to bet a good portion of those people are consultants? Yeah. The income disclosure statement identified in paragraphs 4.8b and c should be substantially in the form of coloration and include the information provided in Appendix A. Starting in 2025, no later than April 15th of any given year, defendants shall, meaning they shall update the income disclosure statement with data from the previous year. The income disclosure statement must reflect the income of any and all individuals who participated as consultants for any part of that calendar year, including those who participated for less than an entire year for any reason, including those who quit, were terminated, or were reclassified into any other category of participation by paparazzi. Outcomes for participants who were consultants for less than a calendar year shall not be presented in a separate disclosure or graph. The income disclosure statement will be required in 2025 and 2026. Thereafter, if no business opportunity is offered in the state of Washington, there is no Washington income disclosure statement required. Defendant shall not allow prospective participant in the state of Washington to sign any participation agreement, policies and procedures, or any other binding agreement until 7 days after providing the prospective participant with an income disclosure statement and obtaining written confirmation from that participant that they have received and reviewed the income disclosure statement. Defendant shall not communicate with the prospective participant in any manner during that 7-day period. It's a cool-off period. It's time for you as a new consultant to review everything and read everything and understand and ask questions about those things before you start purchasing inventory. Because a lot of people, when they first join Paparazzi, they're encouraged to start buying inventory and do all their recruitment trainings right away. Defendant shall instruct all existing participants in its policies and procedures that existing participants may not contact prospective participants during this 7-day period between the review of the income disclosure statement and prospective participants entering into the agreement. If defendants market, sell, or distribute products labeled with an age restriction, such as limitations, shall also be clear and contemporaneously included on all advertising marketing materials. Starlit Shimmer. Defendant shall notify all consultants that any age restriction must be clearly included on all marketing materials. Again, that's why they got rid of Starlit Shimmer. Defendant shall not market, advertise any products intended for use by adults with images depicting children wearing defendant's products. Defendant may not market or promote products to be worn by children ages 12 years or under. Defendant shall not notify all consultants of the restriction in this paragraph via email. Clear and conspicuous notice of Paparazzi. Defendants shall also amend their policies and procedures to include the restrictions described in this paragraph and make violations of these restrictions subject to disciplinary action, including termination of consultant agreements. Defendant shall not market, advertise any products as free of lead, nickel, or any other compound chemical. Testing indicates that the product contained no detectable amount of compound chemical. For purposes of this paragraph, independent testing means of defendant's products, including each and every product line, each and every separate manufacturing run, for potentially harmful compounds, including but not limited to antimony, arsenic, cadmium, lead, nickel. For 5 years after the effective date, testing shall be performed by Consumer Product Safety Commission certified laboratory and should indicate whether tested products met or exceeded the California Prop 65. Defendants may not rely on manufacturing and or sourcing partners to perform subcontracted testing. Compliance provisions. Defendants shall consent to the following terms and conditions. Defendants confer upon Washington, all its agents, all the rights and powers necessary to enforce this consent decree. Within 90 days, the entry of the consent decree, defendants shall implement an inventory tracking system that allows the company to track products shipped to Washington consultants and customers for any purchase that involves seasonal, discontinued, special promotional products, or any other products subject to an inventory buyback policy. In defendant's policies procedures, a pop-up window must disclose that the purchase involves products that are subject to repurchase, and the participant must acknowledge the disclosure prior to the completion of a purchase of a product by a participant from defendants in order to continue the purchasing product. Okay, so you can still buy stuff from Paparazzi in the state, but it has to have that pop-up window. An individualized notice via email or U.S. mail to all current consultants informing them of change or the cessation of the business opportunity in Washington. A copy of this notice should also be available in the back office. For the years 2025 through 2030, defendants shall maintain the reasonable review of Washington to follow the information in which Paparazzi will update annually. So 5 years. Retail sales data sufficient to Washington to verify that defendants are collecting and maintaining sales information as required. A written report describing the steps defendants are taking to monitor and ensure that retail sales are genuine sales of products rather than an attempt to manipulate the compensation plan. Okay? A written report describing the steps defendants are taking to monitor and ensure retail sales are in fact occurred as reported in the information collected, maintained, pursuant to paragraph 4.4a. Data sufficient for Washington to confirm that the defendants are complying with the limitations. Data sufficient to confirm the accuracy of the income disclosure statement. A written report summarizing the compliance efforts. For any time period during which Paparazzi is not offering a business opportunity in Washington, the data collection and reporting requirements described may be limited to just retail sales to Washington residents or any person or entity with a Washington shipping address. If after any 2 consecutive years, Paparazzi has not offered a business opportunity in Washington, Paparazzi may suspend reporting requirements. But if Paparazzi resumes its business opportunity within the 5 years specified above, it must resume the reporting requirements. So this is just Paparazzi keeping things cost efficient for them. That's why they ceased the business opportunity. They may offer it again in 5 years in 2030, but as of right now, no. In order to ensure that an income disclosure statement is prominent, clear, and conspicuous when made available, in compliance with paragraph 4.8, defendant shall, within 30 days of the date of the entry of this consent decree, implement a prominent labeled income disclosure statement next to any link to enroll or join as a participant in defendant's business opportunity, which button shall link to a current, updated income disclosure statement. Within 30 days of the entry of the consent decree, include a hyperlink on the page which prospective Washington consultants provide their information as part of the sign-up process. The following language: more financial information can be found here. Income disclosure statement. The font should be as large as and the same color as the font soliciting the participants' information in the hyperlink must appear in the web page. For any participant that provides Washington billing address when enrolling, the participant must be provided or directed with an income disclosure statement promptly after entering their Washington billing address. This paragraph is satisfied. Upon request, Washington defendants shall provide contact information regarding Washington consultants. Defendants will not interfere with any attempt by Washington to periodically interview Washington consultants. Within 60 days, the date of entry of the consent decree, defendants shall provide Washington with the most up-to-date address and telephone numbers. For 5 years after the date of this decree, defendants shall conduct independent testing for all products sold, and Washington annually can ask for copies of those testing results. So, it's quite interesting. But I love that Paparazzi has to pay $1.9 million for costs and attorney's fees, and that this is going to be enforced. Defendants shall be in compliance with everything listed above. If they find that they're in violation, they will have a civil penalty up to $125,000 per violation. So, if you are a former Paparazzi consultant living in the state of Washington and you do not get notified that there is a buyback program, that could be a civil penalty. So, I haven't received anything yet. I know a few people have, but I haven't. Okay? So, keep your eyes on your mail and your email. You should be receiving notification of a buyback program. Now, I just want to go to this income disclosure statement, Paparazzi disclosure statement for a year. This is what it kind of needs to look like. Most Paparazzi participants lost money in a year, lost money for the year. Most of them, 100%. Profit for $1,000, $1 to $1,000 for a year. They needed a percentage. Profit for $1,000 to $5,000. Profit over $5,000. And this should just be based on retail sales. Okay. So profit, the money received from Paparazzi plus any additional retail income minus money paid to Paparazzi for the year. Participants lost money if their profit was negative. Financial outcomes. The graph shows the shares of Paparazzi participants who earned a profit or loss in their Paparazzi business in the year. It is including all individuals who participated in the Paparazzi business opportunity in the United States in the year. So this is what they want their income disclosure statement to start looking like, y'all. The graph above includes money participants paid to Paparazzi for fees, starter kits, product purchases, tickets for conventions or Empower Me Pink or other training programs like Paparazzi Dorks, shipping and handling and sales aids. Possible additional expenses not represented in the graph above may include additional fees or tickets for conventions or other training programs, like Erica Cole's All In, okay? Travel, lodging, food, childcare, packaging and shipping, purchasing product from other consultants, and other business expenses. Cancellation or refund policy. By law, Paparazzi must buy back all currently marketable inventory purchased within the past year for a refund of no less than 90% of the purchase price. If requested by a business opportunity participant, Paparazzi cannot pay less than 90% of the purchase price by subtracting or deducting other amounts, including but not limited to deducting shipping costs, bonuses, or retail income from the refund. Retail sales between the participants, percentage of and year. Retail sales were between and among participants, because most paparazzi consultants, as we have proved, the jewelry is just going in between each other. It rarely goes to another end user. So they have to disclose that. So it was signed by Commissioner Jonathan Lack on March 3rd. So it's a 34-page document. It's quite extensive, but I just want to end on this. The income disclosure statement is due to be changed, and it's going to show a true representation of loss. It's going to show what the FTC shows, that all participants lose money. There's a very, very rare few that actually make money, and the percentage is going to be different. So they want to see that, this is a little bit weird, but it shows like 5% lost money. So 100% lost money for the year. But they need it to be prominently displayed. This is the amount of people that lose money. This is the amount of people that make money. It's not hard. I'm so proud of my state of Washington. I cannot tell you enough how proud I am of my state of Washington. I'm elated that they were able to get this done. It makes me happy. So again, all paparazzi consultants, keep your eyes on your email. You should be receiving a buyback email from Paparazzi. It's their obligation, and they are required by law to do it right now. So if you did not receive a buyback notification either by mail or email, that is a violation of this decree, and they could be fined for it. So if you don't receive your email, notify your state AG. Again, the link to the consent decree and the buyback program, it's on my blog, and I'll link it down below. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.